Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, to Gettysburg College for another edition of Facebook Live. Apologize to anyone who may have been watching earlier. We had some technical difficulties and giving it another try. We're glad you can join us this afternoon. My name is Braden Snyder, and today we're continuing our preseason coverage of our fall sports teams as we look at women's cross country. And we're excited to be joined today by the team's co-captains. Seated to my immediate left is Amanda Asaro, senior organization and management studies major from Mount Kisco, New York. Amanda is entering her fourth year with the women's cross country team. She's also a two-time Little 3 cross country meet champion, and like Eva is a member of the track and field team. Eva Karkuff, seated to your far right. She is a senior English with writing concentration major from nearby Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. She's entering her fourth year with the Bullets cross-country team as well. We mentioned she's also on the track team. We actually served as a track captain this past spring. So Eva and Amanda, thank you so much for joining us here and sticking it out with us here as we get through our technical difficulties here on your second day of classes, right? So always an exciting time getting the season started, the semester started. Now it's been over 3 months since the last time we saw you here on campus wrapping up track season. Can you give us a little bit of an update on what you've been doing since then, training wise or away from running? So, Amanda, you can go ahead.
Sure. So since track, we've had a long time all summer, which is nice to get into shape. We usually have a little bit of time to take a break, which allows us to really appreciate and miss our running. Also, just mixing into our training, we do circuit training, weightlifting training. So we've had a good mix. Summer training hopefully will bring us into a great season this year.
Yeah, summer training is obviously really important. We all train on our own over the summer, so cross country for us doesn't start in August when we get here in preseason. It normally starts sometime in June. It's really hard to train on your own sometimes over the summer, so it's nice to be back for preseason and training with everyone else. But yeah, lots of miles this summer, just focusing on building a good base.
Now, one thing, Eva, that you had mentioned also kind of kept you busy during the summer is you were doing some things for your sorority. I understand you're the president of Alpha Delta Pi. Can you talk a little bit about that? When did that come into place, and what's that experience been like for you?
Sure. So I was elected president in December of 2015, so this past December. So last spring, it was the first time I served as president as well as track captain. So that was an adjustment, definitely. It just was a lot of scheduling and making sure that things, I got everything done, and I had to stay organized, definitely. Track, is a high priority, and so is my sorority, most definitely. So it was just a lot of communicating with different people and making sure that I could be as many places as I could. So over the summer, I did some work with the sorority, but we're back. We're actually in recruitment this weekend, and I'll be missing the first day of recruitment for our cross-country meet. So there's definitely give and take on both ends with being a leader in both. So.
Well, it definitely sounds like you've had quite an opportunity to be involved in multiple leadership roles. So it's really great that you can do that. Now, the Bullets competed in an alumni meet here on campus this past Saturday. It's not an official meet, but it's something that's been happening here for years. Every year before the season starts, the current team competes against alums, cross-country alums from the past, and then have a social gathering afterwards. And it seems like everybody just has a great time. I don't know, Amanda, do you want to touch on that and what that experience is like?
Of course. So our alumni meet is a really great start to our season because it allows, especially for the freshmen in the incoming class, to adjust to racing with the comfort of the team and the warm faces that come back because they love the team so much. So that's really great, and it's also nice. It's a friendly race. We split our team into a blue and orange team, and then we are racing against the alumni as well. And the gathering is also even more fun because We have food, and Coach Tank loves to do a little question and answer, so we're learning about our past runners and accomplishments as well.
That's really a great way, I think, to kind of link the past and present and building some great alumni relations as well. Great networking opportunity. Well, you've had, I guess, over a week now running with the team. I guess, Eva, I can ask you, what have been your first impressions of the team and how things have been going so far?
Things have been going really, really well. We came in, we obviously lost a large senior class, but the freshmen that have come in and the new members, we have a new sophomore as well on the women's team. They're all showing they're very promising performances. Everyone's been working really well. We kind of have a running joke and kind of our motto, I guess you'll say, it's 2016 vibes. Our whole team is vibing really well. So there's just something that we've all been feeling from day one, that the team's really clicking within the women's team and with the men and women together as well. So we're really excited. Do you want to add anything? You agree?
Positivity's been great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And I don't know if the team has talked about its goals for the season, and if not, Amanda, what do you think are the team's goals this season? What do you want to accomplish in 2016?
Sure. So Eva and I have focused a lot on goals this season. We actually had a fun little meeting where we wanted to create team goals along with individual goals. So we're really going to focus that and hold each other accountable for that so we can know where each person stands and what they want to achieve. So for a team goal, we've been coming in 5th and 6th in the conference, but we really want to get down to top 4. So that would be a really exciting thing for, I think, Gettysburg.
And I guess to follow up with that, what kinds of things do you think the team will need to do consistently throughout the year, maybe to reach that goal of kind of increasing your place in the standings within the conference?
To reach our goals, well, part of our goal meeting was that we created a schedule. So we had like a 3-week period, which we had each 3 weeks led us to conferences, and we had the 3 periods of that. So making sure we focus on the time that we have and really like grasping that and taking advantage of that so that we can reach each one to lead us to the final.
You know, I talked to the men's team about this yesterday, and for those who don't know, we interviewed our men's cross-country team captains yesterday for a preseason interview, and one of the things we talked about was sort of this difference between cross-country and track and field. The two that we had here, Ben Tabor and Nate Wojcik, both middle distance specialists on the track. And so both of you, as we mentioned earlier, compete in cross-country and track and do something different other than long distance on the track. You know, Eva, you've competed in actually a variety of events since you've been here and just picked up the steeplechase last year. And, you know, Amanda, you've been really a middle distance specialist and actually hold the outdoor school record in the mile. But for those who might not know that there is a difference between cross country and track, how would you in your own way kind of describe what you feel are the biggest differences specifically with the events that you do on the track?
So yeah, I have definitely done a variety of things. The steeplechase is my main event, which for those of you that don't know, it's a 3,000 meter race, so it's 7.5 laps, and there's 5 barriers, similar to hurdles, but you can't knock them over. You can even step on them. And what really makes it fun is on one of the barriers, there's a water pit that's built into the track. So it's much more a college and post-collegiate race. Doesn't happen a lot in high school. I did it in high school, but it's really kind of my main event here. So with that, I think Amanda and I kind of talked. It's the difference between track and cross country is track is much more individual. You're out there kind of focusing on your own race. There's a lot of tactics to focusing on the time, whereas cross country you're focusing on maybe getting that next person. And there's much more team aspect to the scoring of cross country as well. So with steeplechase, obviously there's technique that goes into it. I'll do my distance workout on the track, and then I'll go after practice and practice doing steeple barriers. So yeah, it's tactical and much more technical in track, whereas cross country, it's all about endurance and going to get that next person.
And another thing, we talked about here yesterday, that's unique in cross country is experiencing all of the different race courses. Every meet, it seems, it's a very different experience. It's not like in track where it's pretty much the same oval over and over. It's some courses are hillier than others. Some are more scenic. Some run over grass. Others are on trails. Since you've been running at Gettysburg over the last 3 years, what would you say are your favorite courses? What places have you enjoyed running on the most?
Course-wise, I mean, it's nice to have some hills. I do love, we had at Dickinson's meet, which was, I think, at one of the high schools nearby, Big Springs High School, which was great because it had such a variety. We were running in the beginning around fields, which is nice, and then we're up hills and going around through woods, which was really scenic and beautiful. So that was exciting. But in terms of meets, I also love the Little 3 meet because it's a tradition. It has so much history and meaning behind it. We race Dickinson and F&M, which we have coming up next week, I believe.
And you've done quite well yourself, winning that race twice.
Yeah. For me, I agree with Amanda about the conference and regional meet at Dickinson and at Big Spring High School. But I personally really like the Paul Short Lehigh race, which I know yesterday Nate mentioned. It's a really flat course. For me, I've been racing there since my freshman year in high school, actually. So this will be my 7th or 8th time racing on the course. So I'm very familiar with it. Sometimes I think about it in workouts. It has a long, probably 400-meter straightaway at the very end. So sometimes I think about that, coming down that straightaway. And that's one course that I can repeat my time on and try to get a better time because I've run it so many times. But like you said, Amanda and I were talking the other day about how in cross country you can't really base yourself off time like you can in track. Every track's the same, but no 2 cross country courses are ever going to be the same. So like we said, you just got to worry about where you're placing and trying to beat the next girl in cross country.
Neither of you mentioned our home course here, which is, and there are plenty of great courses out there. I just wonder kind of what your thoughts are on competing on a course that's surrounded by Civil War monuments and running over the battlefield. What kind of experience is that? And we always have such a large invitational field. So kind of what's that experience like running on our course here at Gettysburg?
Well, I do. We have a little bit of variety. We go around fields. We have a little bit in the woods. Unfortunately, I've been injured during our home invite, but I have raced the 5K course here, which I enjoy, and I think that it's nice that we have a loop where we know we go around twice. So I do enjoy the loop courses because it's kind of a way to pace myself. Like we said, track is more strategical, and I think strategically and plan out, okay, this lap I'm going to go faster, and the lap and after that I have to go even faster. So I think that it's great that we have the ability to repeat over that and can improve with each.
Yeah, and as far as obviously the home course, it's right here on campus, which is nice. So we can have people, we tell them it's right behind the soccer field. You don't have to go far to watch, which is nice. As far as running at Gettysburg, we always say in one of our runs that we're so blessed to be able to run in such a beautiful area. I probably wouldn't know anything about the battlefields if I didn't run on them every day. So we do everything from Little Round Top to Pickett's Charge, go out on the horse trails, which probably some students at Gettysburg don't even realize exist. So yeah, we cover everything east, west, north, and south from the battlefields, and we're very lucky. We don't have to run in cities or anything like some city schools, which is really great for cross country especially.
Absolutely. I guess the last question I might just have is, what is it that you enjoy the most about cross country, about this sport that you've been doing for so long? What keeps you going?
I just think running in general is something that is amazing for everyone to take with you. We go out there and we're telling stories the entire time. Like Eva said, we're experiencing the whole campus to its entirety, and I don't think I would have this sense of direction well, sense of direction I sometimes have around campus, as I do with running, and just like the power of feeling like you can go 10 miles out and end up on a completely other side of town or in another town without anything but yourself is really cool too.
For me, it's the team aspect. Like I said, in track, it's more individual. Cross country is a sport like no other to me, because you're out there by yourself and you're racing. It's very mental, but you're doing it for somebody else. You have to help your team. That's what keeps me coming back, and what keeps me motivated in the summer is knowing that I'm training for my team to help my team out. For all of us, it's like a family to us, and it's a very relaxing part of the day to come back and come to practice at 4 o'clock and kind of unwind and go out on a long run and just tell each other about our days and stuff. So we're all there for each other most definitely, and like I said, 2016 vibes this year, so we really love that.
All right, 2016 vibes. We'll keep that in mind. Well, Amanda, Eva, thank you so much for taking the time out to join us here on Facebook Live today. It was a pleasure talking with you, and wish you the best of luck this season. And there's 2016 vibes. Well, the Bullets hit the ground running this Friday when they run Under the Lights at the Shippensburg Invitational at 8 p.m. And you can follow them throughout the season on GettysburgSports.com or through our social media sites. You can follow us here on Facebook as well as Twitter at Gburg Bullets, or on Instagram at Gettysburg Athletics. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for following along. This broadcast will be archived on the Gettysburg College Athletics webpage. If you would like to watch it again, be sure to check back here on Facebook Live each day over the rest of the week as we continue our season previews, continuing with field hockey tomorrow, followed by men's soccer on Thursday, women's soccer on Friday. Each of those teams will compete in their season openers this coming weekend. So once again, thank you for following, and please have a great afternoon.